Hey guys, my name is Uday and I'm here with a video to detail my experiences with struggling with depression and anxiety. I've had it since around 2 years and I've been clinically diagnosed with it. I was also on antidepressants for a year. I don't remember the specific medication I was given, but I do know that I was on antidepressants. So obviously, if your depression is like unbearable or it's hard to do it alone, I recommend you 1,000 times to go see a doctor or psychologist. Remember, I'm just a guy on the internet, and the things I'm going to talk about are things that I have personally experienced on, I've worked on myself, and it just doesn't mean it will translate to you. If you're feeling really depressed, then please seek medical attention. So having said that, let's start the video. So the first tip or advice that I would give to everyone with depression is account for your feelings and your mood throughout the day. What I mean by this is write down and record everything you feel and what your overall mood for the day is. If something is wrong, jolt it down. I personally had anxiety, so this made me very shy and afraid to approach people or haggle with vendors or talk to merchants, basic stuff. So I began writing how I felt about the situation and how I can improve the situation. I found it extremely calming to write down your feelings, how you feel throughout the day, like if you feel bad for a particular reason, why, just write it down, just reflect your day and how it went. So just grab a book and jolt your day down. I try to regularly ask myself how I can change for the better. What are my bad habits? Am I treating others around me nicely? Can I improve in certain areas where I've been lacking? I write down these things, everything that I can think of that there is in my subconscious, and I try to dredge it out to where I can control it. So if you're feeling sad or depressed for no particular reason, this is what I do. I just write my feelings down, how I feel, why I feel this way. Even if it doesn't even mean anything, just write it down and I promise you'll feel much better. This worked for me because I'm a very emotional person, and I usually don't try to disturb people around me. I just try to seclude myself and try to be myself. So for me to express myself emotionally is very important. So I feel like many people don't do that, and that's why they end up feeling very sad. So just find time, just even if it's a half an hour in your day, just find time to write something down, to just write, to express yourself on a page, because that's what I do, and it's really helped me a lot. The second tip I'm gonna have to recommend to you from my experiences is to organize your day. I cannot express to you how easy your life becomes if you just learn to organize your day. The goals that you've set for yourself become much more easier and realistic to do once you've organized your day. I learned that depression is much more, serious when you don't do anything, when you're just stagnant, when you don't organize your day and just time just flies by. So it's very easy to lose your sense of time when you're really depressed. So it really helps you organize your life and get a hold of your life. If you can plan out your days reasonably, then you can feel like you've achieved something, or you would have a sense of achievement, or your self-esteem will automatically rise up. This is what I personally experienced when I try to note down every one of my tasks, and when I completed them at the end of the day, there was this swelling sense of pride that came. Plan out everything that you want to do beforehand, and also most importantly, plan out those things that are regular things, like brushing your teeth or waking up or bathing, which is very important, because I am a procrastinator and I don't bath, and I don't bath a lot. I'm just kidding. But on a serious note, the bathing was a real problem for me, and it was really important to me because I'd always procrastinate and and just end up not bathing for 2 days. And because I'd be too busy watching videos or browsing through the net, so I'd be completely caught off guard, and by the end of the day I'd be like, hey, why didn't I bath? And you know what, I don't actually have a good answer, and I wanted to stop that. I just wanted to do the crucial tasks immediately and just complete them. So guys, don't take these daily necessities and daily things that you have to do for granted. Depression can do that to you. Depression can completely make your perception of time change. It can completely destroy your perception of time. So keep track of all those essential things. Tip number 3: exercise. If you can consistently exercise, you would be feeling great. Not only because of the endorphins that are flowing through your body, but also because you would feel good about your body. I know you've heard this a million times, but my god, it really helps. At the peak of my depression, I did not find exercising to be fun. It was something that I hated. But this was not always the case. A year ago, I loved exercising. I loved running. I loved going for a jog. I loved lifting weights. But all of this changed because of depression. Or rather, I let my depression change this. I now go for a jog immediately after I wake up and then go to the gym in the evening. I've been doing this for the past 2 months for half an hour each, and even though it's just very minimal quality and minimal quantity, it doesn't take a lot of my time. Just the fact that I'm moving, I feel like I'm much more social to people. I'm much more easier to be friendly. I have a better mood. I'm not mopey all day. Exercising has really helped me overcome a lot of anxiety. So definitely guys, give it a try. The important thing I learned about exercising is quality over quantity. That is, forget about going to the gym and cranking 2 hours and then then not going to the gym next day. It's all about the consistency. If you can do it for 5 minutes, then do it for 5 minutes and gradually build up to half an hour and then to an hour and then for maybe 2 or 3. I've always found that people who do great things always try to do things consistently first, before they bother themselves about the quantity or the time that they're doing. There's this really awesome quote by Confucius, the Chinese philosopher. You must have heard of him. It goes like this: it does not matter how slowly you go, so as long as you do not stop. Tip number 4 is dieting. A diet is the holy grail of a good life. What you think and what you put in your body will define who you are. I used to drink a lot of Coke. In fact, I used to drink it every day for like 6 months. Like, you wouldn't imagine just how much Coke I was drinking. And that and Lay's, that was my favorite combination. I used to just come home, just pour myself a bottle of Coke and just munch on the Lay's. This is obviously far from a really healthy diet or a good diet. What mainstream people would consider a good diet or a healthy diet. And I'm so glad that I quit this really unhealthy habit of binging on junk food. In fact, I cut out on a lot of sugar from my diet. Now I occasionally treat myself to sugar, just like once in 2 weeks or something like that. On a Sunday dessert or something. Maybe grab a donut or something. Just once. Obviously, you need to try to control your calories, and the easiest way to do this is to not take, is not to go to restaurants or take takeouts. Learn how to cook. It's very easy once you try it. I'm pretty sure that you can find lots of YouTube videos which show you in detail how to cook that that meal that you googled. It's very easy. Just give it a shot. It's also a really good skill to have, by the way. So learn how to cook. The 5th and the most essential tip I can recommend to anyone who's depressed is to sleep well. I, like most millennials, have a very questionable sleep pattern, which is not very consistent. I used to sleep at 3 in the morning, or at even 2 in the morning, or at even like 12. It's not consistent at all. So this is not good for your body, obviously. I know it's very hard with phones and other gadgets near your bedside, especially in this digital age where you use apps like YouTube and Twitter, and where you could find anything you want. But these things keep you hooked on it, and before you realize it's 1 a.m. in the morning and you just feel bad. You feel ashamed because you had that important meeting, or that semester end exam, or some other obligation that you had to do, but you can't fulfill now because you've been on your phone all night long and most probably won't be getting any good sleep. Guys, please do yourself a favor and sleep before 11:30. I personally try to sleep before 11 p.m. and I usually wake up at 6 now. I at least need 7 hours of sleep to do anything efficiently, and when you don't have those proper sleep cycle, it just becomes very hard to do things. You just feel lethargic and tired and lazy. So yeah, seriously guys, if you have a messed up sleep cycle, none of these tips, none of these things will ever work, because you need to have a proper functioning sleep cycle. Otherwise you won't be able to build on anything. You will always have a very unstable life. You'll always have an unstable mood. Your attitude would be very difficult. You'd be a very difficult person to handle. It's just easier to live when you have a consistent sleep pattern. And if you're like me and you couldn't just sleep, I used to try, like after learning about the importance of sleep cycle, I tried to sleep early, but I just couldn't. If you're one of those people who just can't right now sleep, I suggest going for a walk, or reading a book, or doing something other than looking at your phone. Because if you look at your phone, you give up. It doesn't matter if you fail initially, but just keep on trying, and guys, eventually you'll fall asleep before 11 or 12 or whatever your designated time is. But just please try to stick to that habit of sleeping early, because it will really help you. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you could learn something from my mistakes and from my experience with struggling depression. I made this video because I know how it feels to be depressed and tired of just going on with your life, and it just sucks. Remember, happiness is earned. It is not given for free. You need to earn your happiness. And I know it sounds very cruel, especially coming when you're like from a person who has experienced with what you're going through. But that's just the way life is, man. And life is hard, No one's gonna turn to you and just say, hey man, that guy's like struggling. Why not help them? No one's gonna do that. Well, some might, but most people won't. You just have to lift yourself up. You just have to keep on trying those things that you love. Just remember to love life. Remember to take care of yourself, to sleep properly, and just to try to do the basic things at first regularly before you acquire new skills or do that important thing that's going on in your life. Take care of yourself, and life will take care of you. I would like to end this video with a quote from Marcus Aurelius. It goes something like this: when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. This man, I feel, has a gold mine of wisdom and knowledge, and if you're not familiar with him, then please do check him out. His teachings and his work has really influenced me a lot, and it's helped me overcome a lot of hard times in my life. Guys, I'm gonna have to end it there. I'm sorry for the mic quality. I'm recording this on my webcam. My mic just broke down, but I had to make this video not just for myself, but also not just for you, but also for myself, because I had this immense desire to make this one, because I feel like I could be helping a lot of people with the things I've learned. Take care, be safe. Remember, your life is important and you are important. You can define who you are. You can always build from your past mistakes. Take care and have a good one.